Howdy from Texas. This is Heath Hipple with Bugs Fishing. This is a weekly update, and we're going to talk Ned bugs today. We're going to talk about jig heads. We're going to talk about a decision I have to make on the Ned minnow bug, the length of it. I'll show you a blue crab version that I tied, and we're going to talk about some Ned bug hacks and how those might be incorporated. We're also going to talk about some supply chain issues, some insight onto what manufacturers have to deal with. So the Ned bug jig heads came in this week. That's a huge part of the process. A local company helped me with that, and they did a great job. I'll show you the colors and the sizes real quick. So we have black, brown, olive, purple. This is it's a off-white but like slightly green, and there's some glow in there, natural tan, and yellow chartreuse. We talked in a previous video about the weights on these, and I have another decision on my hands as far as what to call it. The 1/4 ounce came out spot on, right on the money, 1/4 ounce. What I was gonna call 1/6 ounce, it came out between 1/6 and 1/7 of an ounce. And so I haven't decided yet what I'm going to call it, but it's between a 1/6 and a 1/7. That's just how it came out. And so I'm still honestly undecided. I might just call it 1/4 and 1/8, and the 1/8 is just going to be a little heavier. I'm not yet decided, but the colors came out great, and yeah, that means that they'll be sent to the factory here really soon because almost all the materials are in. Another thing on the Ned bug, the minnow version. So this is that's my original idea. 2-inch long piece of rabbit, and the hair, you'll be able to see this, the hair extends past the end of the rabbit strip. And so when I put a 2-inch piece of rabbit on something, it ends up being, another 3/4 of an inch. And then overall on this profile, from the tip of the head to the tip of the tail, it's 3¼ inches. So I had an interesting conversation this week with a buddy of mine, Nathan Rich of Southern Salt Kayak Fishing. We'll link to his YouTube channel below. But he talked about using Ned rigs in the winter for trout. And he talked about a longer profile working better for him. And so wheels got to turning a little bit. I don't want to do 2 lengths on this because I want to preserve my manufacturing, and I want to just do 1 length. But I had an idea. Like I said, a 2-inch piece of rabbit gives me an overall length of 3¼ inches. I could lengthen this rabbit strip to 2½ inches to get me 3 3¾ almost 4 inches. That would lengthen it a little bit. And here's the thing, if you wanted it shorter, you could just cut it, and you take a really sharp set of scissors, you put it right along the hide, you cut it, and it still preserves the hairs coming out the back. And so I'd like to know what y'all think about that. Lengthening this just just another ½ inch, so a 2½ inch piece of rabbit gets the overall length to 3¾ inches for the Ned bug, the minnow version. This is I tied up a blue crab version of a Ned, and this one is 2½ inches long, the total length. So this is set, that's done. I'm not going to change this at all. It's 2½ inches long, but I'd like to know what y'all think about the minnow version, making that making that a ½ inch longer. Another thing that I have to consider when making a decision like this is the materials that I'm dealing with. The rabbit strips that I get from my supplier end up being a little over 10 inches long, and so I don't want to waste material. And so a 2-inch, if I do 2-inch rabbit on the Ned, the minnow version of a Ned, I'll get five 2-inch pieces out of a rabbit strip. So there's very little there's very little wastage on it. If I go to 2.5 inches, 2.5 times 4 is also 10 inches. So I get four NED minnow bugs out of a rabbit strip, and there's the same, there's not much wastage there. And so that's something that makes the decision easier, because I know I'm not wasting material. And 2.5 into 10, this strip is 10.5. I'm only wasting a 1/2 inch. So that works. But like I said, I'd still like to know what y'all think about lengthening that a 1/2 inch, and you could just cut it off if you wanted a smaller profile. The other thing that when I think about lengthening the Ned bug, the minnow version, I'm going to run that by Captain C.A. Richardson, who's who I'm collaborating with on this project, see what he thinks. By the way, I just got a message from him this morning. I sent him a bunch of other bugs to use, and he just caught a slam on them. And the video will be posted soon on Flats Class University, so definitely go and check that out. I haven't seen it yet, but I can't wait to watch it. Some of y'all have been hearing about supply chain issues, and the supply chain is the way that things get made, that the materials have to come from lots of different places, and it's all the moving parts in an economy. And there are definitely issues right now. We're not going to talk about causes, but an interesting thing with these Ned bugs, I'm waiting on one component, one piece of material, and I have a very reliable supplier that I've used for many years, but right now they're way backed up, and I haven't even asked them why, but they're based in the U.S. Last time I talked to them, they said we are 20 weeks out on orders. And so an interesting thing, and some of you, I hope y'all can follow. When you use something all the time, when your business is growing, and somebody tells you that they are way backed up and they're way behind, in this case 20 weeks behind, what are you going to do with your next order? You're going to do a couple things. Number one, instantly I knew I had to plan ahead. And so I need to plan better, go further out. The other thing, when something is scarce and I'm not going to know how often I'm going to be able to get it, I'm ordering more. I'm ordering quite a bit more. And so it's just interesting with this company. I'm sure I'm not the only, I'm not very smart, so I'm not the only one that's doing this, but this kind of perpetuates them being backed up and being behind, because everybody is all of a sudden like, oh wow, I'm not going to be able to get some. I better order more. But like I said, they're a trusted supplier. I've used them the whole time, and so I have to be patient. I have to plan better, and just hope that I can get the materials in that I need to make more bugs. And it'll be there eventually, but everything is hard. Everything takes longer, and everything is harder to make. Anyway, I thought some of you might be interested to hear that, and just some the stuff that we're dealing with from a business perspective. I appreciate your patience and your support. Every time I post a picture of these Ned bugs, what I'm tying, y'all are very excited about it. That makes me excited, and I can't wait to get them in your hands. Catch you later.
Oh, there's one. In the crab net. That way, this is all I wanted to do with this crab net. Oh, that's a big one, dude. Ready?
Is that a Florida slam or a Texas slam?
I don't know what kind of slam.
Ooh.
So we're gonna have to find out. I hope he catches a snook, because that would be
Florida slam.
That'd be sweet. I love snook, and it's also because we don't get as many down here. Yeah. Okay.